especially as a leader, you cannot hold on to past mistakes. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your leadership coach, Lastine, with another message that could take your leadership to the next level. On this video, we're going to be talking about becoming a better leader for yourself. Not for him, not for her, not for your team, not for the organization, but for yourself. And I'll see you in a sec. Before I begin, I just want to give a shout out to all of my subscribers who are part of this leadership team. I want to remind you to hit that like button and don't forget the Patreon link below so we can grow this leadership team together. And for those of you who are new to this channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because I drop a video like this on a weekly basis and I don't want you to miss it. Let's get into this video, man. We're going to talk, we're talking about being selfish, right? We're talking about being selfish. You know, being a leader for yourself. One of the most amazing things that life continues to teach me is that through simple things, we learn great lessons. Case in point, I'm on the plane, and this is my first time on the plane, and I hear the flight attendant start giving her instruction. She said that there were to be a decrease in cabin pressure, that an oxygen mask would fall, and we were to place the oxygen mask on ourselves first before placing it on children or elderly people. And that kind of confused me, because I was always taught that, you know, my family, you know, comes first. At that time, I was too young to have children and everything, so I didn't understand that. But I did understand that if my mom was next to me or my dad was next to me, I would probably try to make sure that they had their mask on before I had my mask. But I didn't really understand a very important principle. And that principle was that if you don't build up yourself first, if you're not selfish enough to build yourself up first, you won't have enough to give later on. You have to build yourself financially. You have to build yourself up, your relationships. You have to build yourself up health-wise, and your career. And while you're building up yourself, what you're doing, you're depositing in this emotional account. And that emotional account will give you enough so when people start to draw out of that account, you have enough to give to your family, your friends, your coworkers, or whatever, right? So it's initially you're being selfish. It may seem selfish to people that you're taking time to meditate, and you don't want to be disturbed, and you're blocking time to study, because it may seem selfish. It may seem selfish that sometimes you want to just go on a walk alone, to just be with your thoughts, to kind of contemplate a issue or a challenge that you're having, to find a solution within. It may seem selfish. All those things may seem selfish because you want to be by yourself. In society these days, if you want to be by yourself for some time, it seems like you're doing something wrong. But the truth is, you're building up your emotional bank account in order for you to give. Number one is this: stop dwelling on past mistakes. Yeah, stop dwelling on past mistakes. You made the mistake. I mean, as a leader, as a husband, wife, girlfriend, friend, or whatever, especially as a leader, you cannot hold on to past mistakes. You made the mistake, you learn from it, you move on. People will respect you more when you just move on from your mistakes. Act like it never happened. As long as you learn the lesson. I'm not talking about ego here. I'm not talking about the ego thing. You made the mistake, or you hurt people from that mistake hurt people and you just don't care. No, I'm not talking about ego here. I'm talking about you made a mistake. Now you've learned from that mistake, and now you're ready to move on to different and newer and bigger experiences. So always have that type of mentality that you're going to let go of the past. Okay? Number 2 is this. Stop settling for what's comfortable. No. As leaders, comfort is kryptonite to us. We don't want comfort. We want to be uncomfortable. We want the dangerous territory. We want to go into uncharted territory so we can figure out how to navigate through it. So we can figure out how to handle it. So we can figure out what to say in that situation. Because if you stay in that comfort zone, you'll never be a great leader. You'll probably be an okay leader, but you know what? I take that back. You'll never be a good leader. You'll never, ever be a great leader, because you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to have hard conversations. You have to go places where your predecessor has not gone before. You have to push the team sometime in places where it seems uncomfortable, where they seem to be uncomfortable. You have to push them and let them know that they can do it. You have to challenge them sometimes, because if you're staying in your comfort zone, you know what you're doing? You're forcing your team to stay in their comfort zone. You're forcing your family to stay in that comfort zone. Always be striving for more. Always strive to be part of that uncharted territory. Always put the fear of God into you when you take this assignment, when you're taking up a new challenge. Just go ahead and do it and make it happen, no matter what happens. Like I said before, in number 1, mistake. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. I say this again and again. You cannot, as a leader, you cannot be afraid to fail. If you fail, so what? Try again. Try, and try again on this one. So stay out of your comfort zone. All right? All right. Number 3, this. And you got to get this. You have to learn to create new habits. You have to learn to create new habits. If you envision yourself as a certain leader, and we all understand how to be successful. I mean, there's so much information out there. We understand how to be successful leaders. There's books about being successful leaders, being successful parents, being a success, whatever. There's so much information out there. And intrinsically, we understand what it takes to get to our next level. Not his next level, not her next level, but our next level. We know some of the habits that are holding us back. And as a leader, your job is to identify those habits and change them. Yeah, you have to change them. No one can change them for you. You have to change them. You have the vision of who you want to be, where you want to go. So you are responsible for changing your habits, changing your life, so you can become that type of person that deserves whatever it is that you're shooting for. And what you start with is your habits, because like a wise man once told me, he said, if I follow you around enough and I start understanding your habits, I could tell you whether you're going to be a success or not. All I just need is one day with you. That's a big thing. That's huge. If someone could just follow you for a day, understand your habits, and can tell you your destiny from that day on. So think about that. Habits are important. Change them. Number 4 is this. Instead of striving for goals, why don't you strive to be a better leader? Strive to be a better person. Strive to get to that next level of yourself. I mean, really focus on it. Instead of all these other things sometimes that just seems like, they're fleeting. There's nothing wrong with owning things and getting stuff and all this stuff. It's fun. But striving to become better, striving for personal or self-mastery. I remember I read a book by Robert Greene. It's called Mastery. And I read about all these different masters in that book and how they had mastered so many different disciplines in their lifetime. And it was just amazing to me. And I learned from that book that I still had a long way to go. And I still do. But the thing is that I've learned my goal is to become better. My goal every day is to just become 1% better than I was yesterday. That's my goal, is to just become better. So there you have it, folks. That was my 4 tips on becoming a better leader for yourself. Now, that's not all that I have now. So click on this video right here or right here. Click on that video for more tips on leadership so you can become a better leader. And remember, I have a link below. That's my Patreon link. We're trying to grow this leadership team. I need you guys. This is your community. We're trying to build it so you can get your questions answered, so you can be in a community, a safe community where we can just learn together and grow together as leaders. All right, don't forget to like this video. I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.